There is a very interesting topic that I will be covering today. If you think about it, I'm pretty sure you're going to get a interesting aha moment out of it. And it's the topic of us human beings are made to expand. If you think about it from a scientific perspective, everything expands, energy is never destroyed, it always, just changes form or substance or whatever. And since we're part of that, part of the universe or God or however you want to call it, we are pretty similar to that. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? There's been a lot of research on that matter. If you want to, you can read a lot about the energy and the topics that are related to how it evolves and how it moves. So, if we are part of this bigger thing, consciousness, energy, God, or however you want to call it, then we should be, part of, uh, had a part of abilities to participate in what the activities are in that regard. So if the energy is always expanding, if the universe is expanding, everything, if consciousness is expanding, as they say, then as we're part of it, we should be expanding as well. And I think this is the fundamental thing that human beings are capable of, or that we should be doing. Because for instance, if you look at your life from when you were a very young girl or a boy, how you evolved to be what you are today, how you shaped your own perspective on important subjects like career, like time, like family, business, relationships, and so on and so forth. And the more knowledge you have, the more experience you have, we say in our environment that we're getting wiser from that perspective. So if we're when we're getting wiser and we are expanding, we are more uh, we're living our potentials, and sharing ourselves in a deeper and a broader sense, and we impact a lot more things from that regard. And I think this is a very, very fundamental and important subject and matter to discuss, because, as said, if we are part of this bigger thing, and we are, I'm pretty convinced of that. I hope you are too. Then our fundamental necessity is, or a fundamental need is, to expand. And one example, for example, is when you don't feel very good, you even physically don't stand tall, open chest, communicate loudly and precisely. You usually contract, you usually go inside. But when you feel good, you open up and you share with the world what your thoughts or whatever the situation might be. And this is a very good example of how we operate as human beings in general, I think, because when we acquire knowledge, when we acquire experiences, we grow, and that opens us up and allows us to contribute more, to share more, to be more of what we are made to be. We have these amazing capacities that we, apart from this fundamental thing that I'm trying to address today, is which I've already spoken about in previous videos. So the point is, we should expand, and the more that we expand, the more we open up, the bigger the contribution we can make to this, to society, to our environment, and to the life that we call our own. And this is a very interesting topic, and a very interesting thing that I've been thinking recently, is because I was just, had a day that I didn't feel very good, and I started thinking how, how contracted I am, how you close down, how you don't want to associate with people, how you don't want to do anything. But on the contrary, the other day, for example, when I felt a lot of energy and open up and new possibilities and experiences, and I think this is the fundamental core and the fundamental thing that we all want to do, is expand. And the only way that we can expand is by learning more, having more experiences, and then sharing that and contributing to the society, to other people, and eventually to life in general. So this is a very interesting topic that I would like to encourage everyone listening to me to think about. How do you want to expand? What are the things that are opening you up? What are the things that are helping you to, to really live up to your full potential and keep on expanding? And if we do that, if we continue on expanding, we're going to be raising the vibration, we're going to be raising the consciousness, we're going to be raising the knowledge. And this is what has been happening throughout the history, obviously. But it can go very slowly, as you know, in a society level, which is very, very rigid and complex thing, or you can do that individually and contribute to that bigger picture. And I think it's important to talk about that, and I think it's one of the fundamental things that are really happening, that is really happening in our life. It's just this need for expansion and fuller expression of who we are and what we can do. So this is this week's thoughts and ideas. I hope they serve you, and I'll see you soon.